It was supposed to be a warm, quiet Sunday in Atlanta. The sky was glowing with summer gold. The smell of barbecue smoke filled the air, and laughter echoed across the backyard. Family, friends, and old memories, all gathered under one roof for a simple afternoon of food and love. But what no one expected was the tension brewing behind those polite smiles. Because that day, Teyana Taylor walked in holding Aaron Pierre's hand. And the entire energy of the barbecue changed in an instant. People froze. Conversation stopped mid-sentence. It wasn't just who she brought. It was the statement she made by bringing him. Because standing a few feet away, already there with his own circle of friends, was her ex-husband, Iman Shumpert. The man she had built a life with. The man who still, deep down, hadn't let go. And when his eyes met hers that day, the calmness in his face cracked. At first, no one said a word. The music kept playing, but suddenly it felt like every lyric carried hidden meaning. Teyana tried to smile, pretending everything was fine. Aaron gave polite hellos, offering to help carry a tray, trying to blend in. But Iman's silence said it all. You could feel the storm he was holding back. And right in the middle of it all was their daughter, Junie, innocent, playful, confused. She ran between them, tugging at her dad's shirt before running back to Aaron when he made her laugh. It was sweet and innocent. But it broke Iman a little more each time. To understand how that one afternoon became so tense, you have to go back to the beginning, when love was still easy for them. Teyana and Iman used to be the couple everyone admired. They weren't just partners. They were best friends, lovers, teammates. They laughed loudly, moved as one, and loved fearlessly. From red carpets to home videos, they seemed untouchable. When Junie was born, fans celebrated them like royalty. People said they were proof that real love could survive fame, but fame always tests what's real. Slowly, things started changing. The tours, the interviews, the traveling, they started spending more time apart than together. And when you're both stars living separate lives, small cracks can turn into big ones without you even realizing. Insiders say Teyana felt lonely. Iman's schedule was wild, and though he tried to be there, it never felt like enough. Arguments started small, about time, about priorities, about who was really trying. And then one day, love started to feel like work. By the time the rumors started spreading online about trust issues, emotional distance, and Iman's late-night outings, the fairy tale image was already fading. Teyana stayed quiet at first, always trying to protect her family from the noise. But silence can't fix what's already broken. Eventually, they separated, not with explosions, but with exhaustion. Both promised to remain family, to keep things peaceful for Junie. But peace is easier to promise than to keep. It was around that time that Aaron Pierre entered the picture. Aaron wasn't from Atlanta. He was a British actor, known for his calm demeanor and intense presence on screen. He met Teyana while working on a creative project. At first, it was all professional. Long nights rehearsing, discussing music, talking about ambition. But when someone understands the parts of you that have been unseen for too long, connections can grow quickly. Teyana started smiling more. She looked lighter, freer. Fans noticed it instantly. Paparazzi began spotting her with Aaron, first at dinners, then leaving an event together late at night. Her team brushed it off as work-related, but people weren't buying it. They saw the chemistry in her eyes, the way she glowed when he was near. And while she tried to protect her privacy, the internet had already decided. Teyana Taylor had moved on. For Iman, that realization hit hard. He had convinced himself there was still a chance, that the love they shared could be rebuilt. Even when they were apart, he believed the bond was unbreakable. But seeing her with someone else, not just anyone, but someone new, someone she introduced to their world, that was different. That was final. When Teyana showed up at that summer barbecue with Aaron, people whispered before she even reached the gate. It wasn't just a date, it was a declaration. Her choice to bring Aaron wasn't accidental. Maybe she wanted to prove something. Maybe she wanted to normalize her new life. Or maybe, deep down, she wanted Iman to see that she was done. Aaron, for his part, didn't seem comfortable being the center of attention. He smiled politely, tried to stay in the background. But when Junie came running toward him, giggling, and he picked her up effortlessly, everyone saw it. The kind of comfort that usually takes years to build. And that's when Iman's expression changed. His jaw tightened. His hands clenched. He tried to keep composure, but the pain was written all over his face. Friends tried to lighten the mood, joking, turning the music up, passing around drinks. But the tension was heavy. People said you could feel it in the air, like thunder waiting to break. Every glance between Teyana and Iman carried years of history. Every laugh from Aaron felt like salt on an open wound, and then came the moment no one expected. Junie, bright-eyed and sweet, ran to her dad holding a plate of food. "Daddy, Aaron helped me make this," she said proudly. Iman froze for a second. He looked down at her, then up at Aaron, then back at Teyana, who was watching nervously from across the yard. He didn't say a word. He just nodded and smiled faintly at his daughter, then turned and walked toward the back fence, phone in hand, pretending to take a call. But everyone knew he just needed air. Someone recorded that exact moment. The awkward smile, the tension, the silence. By the next morning, it was viral. "Teyana brings new man to family BBQ," the headline said. Iman walks out. The video was only 10 seconds long, but it told a whole story without words. Behind the scenes, things got even messier. Sources close to the family said Iman was furious. He felt blindsided, betrayed. Not because Teyana moved on, but because she did it in front of their child, in front of people they both knew. To him, it felt disrespectful. He allegedly texted her later that night saying, "You couldn't wait until Junie wasn't around?" Teyana didn't hold back either. According to insiders, she replied, "You don't get to control what happiness looks like for me anymore." She told friends that she was tired of walking on eggshells, tired of protecting a man who didn't protect her when she needed him. Aaron, caught in the middle, tried to stay calm. People said he even reached out to Iman privately, trying to apologize for any misunderstanding, saying he never meant to cause pain. But Iman didn't respond. He posted a short story on Instagram instead, a black screen with the words, "You can't replace a father." The post was up for less than an hour before he deleted it, but by then, it had already been screenshotted and spread everywhere. Fans were divided. Some sympathized with Iman, saying no man wants to see another man bonding with his child so soon. Others defended Teyana, reminding everyone that she deserved love too, that she had every right to move on after everything she went through. Tiny, who had hosted the BBQ, later said in an interview that she didn't expect things to get that weird. She said everyone came with good intentions, but emotions just took over. She also hinted that there was more to the story, that what people saw online wasn't even the worst of it. Behind closed doors, Teyana was struggling too. She hadn't meant for things to explode like that. She thought maybe if she acted normal, everyone else would too. But seeing Iman's face that day, watching Junie's confusion, she realized it wasn't time yet. She reportedly told friends later that night that she felt guilty, not for moving on, but for how it all unfolded in public. Meanwhile, Aaron stayed by her side, calm and supportive, reminding her that she didn't owe anyone an apology for trying to find peace. But that didn't erase the tension, because even if the heart moves on, the past doesn't disappear. Junie, sweet and unaware of all the drama surrounding her, was the one most affected. Family sources said that later that night, she asked her mom why Daddy didn't stay to eat with them. It broke Teyana's heart. She hugged her daughter and said, "Daddy just needed a break, baby." But inside, she was crumbling. Iman, on the other hand, was quiet for days after the event. No posts, no statements, no interviews, just silence. Friends say he was processing everything: the embarrassment, the heartbreak, and the reality that life was truly moving on without him. One close friend claimed he told them, "I ain't mad she's happy. I'm mad she didn't wait." For Teyana, that day became a wake-up call. She wanted to move forward, but she didn't want to hurt the people who still mattered, especially Iman and Junie. In the days that followed, she reportedly reached out to Iman privately to clear the air. They had a long, emotional conversation, Not about getting back together, but about how to protect their daughter from the mess around them. No cameras, no social media, just two people trying to figure out how to coexist. And though things are still complicated, that moment of honesty reminded them that underneath all the pain, there was still respect. Publicly, things began to calm down. Teyana stayed off social media for a while. Aaron focused on his projects, avoiding the spotlight. Iman returned to basketball training and started posting motivational quotes again, signaling he was finding balance. But for those who were there that day, that BBQ is still something they talk about. The glances, the tension, the unspoken emotions. It was like watching a chapter end in real time. One guest later said, "You could tell there was love still there, just buried under too much hurt." And maybe that's the truth. Maybe Teyana didn't bring Aaron to show off or replace anyone. Maybe she just wanted to live without hiding anymore, even if it meant walking through fire to do it. Love after heartbreak is never clean. It's messy, uncomfortable, and sometimes it hurts people you never meant to hurt. But it's also part of healing. In the end, that day wasn't about revenge or replacement. It was about two people learning how to exist after love, and a little girl caught between what used to be and what comes next. Because while adults argue and hearts break, children always feel it the most. Junie, innocent and full of light, was just trying to understand why her parents couldn't laugh together anymore. Why her dad walked away. Why her mom seemed sad behind her smile. The camera caught one last moment that day, Junie running to hug her dad as he was leaving, whispering something in his ear. He knelt down, kissed her forehead, and smiled softly before walking away. No anger. Just quiet heartbreak. That image became the final scene, a reminder that love changes, but family remains. Teyana closed the door softly, watching Iman's car fade away. Aaron asked if she was okay, and she whispered, "Yeah, I just didn't think it'd feel like this." Moving on never feels clean, even when it's right. By nightfall, the music was gone, but the lessons stayed, about love, pride, and growth. Teyana learned that peace comes from truth, not pretending. Iman learned that strength means stepping back. And little Junie reminded them what mattered most, that even broken love can still be kind.